What's up, everybody? My name is Theo Katzman. I'm a singer-songwriter on tour right now with my band. And every night that I'm on stage, there's this guy to the left of me who's just totally kicking ass. And his name is Packy Lundholm. And he looks like this.
Hi there.
Hey, hi. And I've really been wanting to know what exactly is going on with his guitar rig because, you know, I know he's born with it. I know it's in the fingers, but I'm curious what's going on pedal-wise because he's doing some amazing stuff. Packy, what you got, bro?
All right, well, should we start with the guitars, perhaps?
Yeah, what are you playing?
All right. So, the main guitar here, the standard, the one that's tuned to standard.
Tuned to standard.
This is a Revolta Mandata, and yeah, this is designed by Fano. I forget his first name, but the guy who does the obligatas. And he, but they're built by the Eastwood Company. So
cool.
They're Fano designed, but they don't cost $4,000.
Nice.
And yeah, which is nice. Yeah, we'll take that.
Cool.
And yeah, I like it. It's versatile. The P90 and humbucker combo is really great. I spend most of the show in the middle position, just
Cool.
straight up with the humbucker coil split.
And that you're leaving in standard tune.
This stays in standard.
Cool.
Yeah. And then yeah, I guess that's kind of. This has an adjustable treble bleed on the volume pot, so I can actually internally change how strong the treble bleed works.
Cool.
To keep it from losing high end when I turn the volume down.
Very, very, very cool.
Yeah. So, and I've put a couple of Cadillac appointments on it. The Leaf.
Gotta love that.
And the Shield.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was standard on the guitar,
Yeah.
but no.
no, that's a custom job.
That's custom.
Yep. And then another guitar here is the Troy Van Leeuwen Signature Jazzmaster.
Amazing.
And the really interesting thing about this one is it's got a rubber bridge on it made by
Cool.
Waterslide. And it's got the Dario Chromes, flat
Those are
wound
flat
strings.
wounds, okay.
And it's tuned to C standard.
My goodness,
Now
can we hear some of this?
Yeah, let's check it out. So the rubber bridge gives it that muffled cello
cool.
kind of.
And what are you using that on in the set? Are you using that on Corn Does Grow?
That's on Corn Does Grow. This is on most of the songs from the new album.
Wow.
I think the only song that on the new album that I don't play on this is Desperate Times.
Very
which I play
cool.
on which I play on the Gold Top. So yeah, love this guitar.
So every time I'm looking over going, oh my God.
What is that?
That's what's going on.
Yeah.
Cool.
Amazing. And then the main slide guitar is this Frankenstein Cootercaster. This started as just a made in Mexico black top Strat that Brian from I Fight Dragons left in my studio.
Cool.
It was electronically cursed, and he just didn't want to deal with it anymore.
Gotcha.
So he left it behind. And I ended up over time just replacing most of the parts on it. So
Sweet.
It's got a Mojo is the brand.
Okay.
It makes a replica of the Supro lap steel.
That's like,
pickup.
yeah, that's a lap steel
Yeah.
pickup.
So the
Cool.
strings go between the pickup and this plate here.
Whoa,
So it's kind of like a horseshoe,
That's
you know,
super cool.
Rickenbacker type of thing, or
Yep,
something like that.
yep.
So there's that, and a.
Gold foil?
Novak, Curtis Novak gold foil humbucker, which sounds
Sweet.
great. I love this pickup. And then this bridge is the Duesenberg multi-bender.
Yeah, this is for anybody who wants any dental work as well as playing guitar here. This is looking pretty tricky here.
This will take
What's
care
going
of you.
on there?
So, I'll show you.
Uh-oh.
Plugged in here. So this guitar is tuned to open E.
Okay.
Badly, but you get the point.
Yeah.
And this has some levers on it that you can set to bend up or down, you know, any combination of strings.
Oh man, you can move that?
So you can change with
geez.
strings. Yeah, so
Very
I have this set to move the G sharp to an A,
Okay. Yep.
and then the B to a
Yep.
C sharp.
Amazing.
So I do a lot of suspensions and
Awesome.
even do a whole pedal pedal steel and chord change with it. It's not in tune, but you get the idea.
That's okay. And you've been doing that while playing slide as well.
I do that while playing slide. Yeah,
So
usually just one lever at a time, because it's so much to do too.
Very cool, man.
So,
with the combination with the slide, it really sounds like a pedal steel. So that's some, don't try this at home, kids.
Sure.
You know, it's too crazy.
Right. And then there's one more guitar that I use on one song. I just use this for "You Could Be President," and that's this guy, which is an '87 made in Japan Strat.
And that's the 62 reissue model, though, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Which is cool because that's basically the guitar that I have. That's the same, except if you stripped all that gloss off, you'd probably
it pretty much be that.
Cool.
So, and it's got the Illich coil. This back plate is actually a kind of like a dummy coil noise reduction.
Same as
thing,
mine.
Which you've got too. You've got the open version.
Man, I got to put this on all my Strats now.
I'm
It's
totally
such a game
converted.
changer.
It's incredible. Yeah, huge fan. So, so yeah, those are the guitars. So
What's going on the board, man? Because look at
Okay.
this board. Can we take a look at this board? This is a serious. Can we
see
see
what,
anymore, or have we lost our light?
Oh yeah, we got light. We're good. Oh yeah. So I'll give you a quick walkthrough of the pedals here. A couple of these I am not really using much in the show, it turns out, but I set them up thinking that I would.
Yeah,
but I
that's
didn't
good.
yet. So Boss Octave OC2.
Yep.
Don't use that much. Sometimes when I'm feeling spicy, I'll throw that on.
Okay.
Keeley compressor, which is a really great compressor.
I don't actually. Wait, is this a different?
That's
do you
like
have a crazy knob on it?
Yeah, what's that called? Like a barefoot. I think it's
Oh,
just
you
to
put that on to make it easier to
yeah,
hit.
just to make it easier.
Okay,
to
yeah,
hit.
I have that pedal. That's a great compressor.
Yeah, it's nice. But I don't use that too much either. Sometimes if I need just a little bit of extra gain or sustain on on the rubber bridge, maybe I'll fire that up. But Lele volume, which I love so much, super quiet. It just uses a magnet system instead of like a pot or a gear.
Yeah, so it doesn't break.
So it doesn't break. It doesn't have a goofy string that you have to just throw the pedal away if you break.
Yep.
Boss tuner, that's coming off of the tuner output of the pedal, so I can tune anytime with the pedal down.
Beautiful.
And the this is the Fender pour over envelope filter. So this is all my Ottawa stuff is coming from here. At home I have a Microtron like made by the Neutron guy Mike Beagle, but there's something about this one that I like a little bit more. There's a frequency knob on this. So you can actually set where the filter starts opening.
Brilliant! And Fender makes that.
Fender
I
makes
didn't even
it,
know that
yeah.
because I've always been wanting to. I have a really cool auto filter that I love, but I've wanted like a frequency control knob because just so it's like because it's very easy to be like, well, here it's too quiet and here it rips your head off.
Right. So this helps you kind of dial in a nice range with it. That in combination with the gain, like the filter gain, is cool. So and then here's a JHS Unicorn, kind of like their Univibe Opto vibrato thing. Cool. Really cool. I don't really use it in the show, but I like it a lot, and I've used it for other things.
Yeah.
And then
everything else is MasterCard, but you're doing which one? Unicorn.
Yeah, Unicorn. Yeah.
Sorry.
Uniqlo. Yeah. I bought this at a Japanese clothing outlet.
Yeah.
So, and then I got some Strymons. The Flint, El
Gotta love
Capistan
that.
tape delay. Love these. The Leslie emulator, which I'm only using on Desperate Times.
It sounds so good, though.
Love that pedal. Yeah.
Can we hear some of this stuff or what?
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, if I don't want to ruin the rig rundown here.
Yeah.
but,
Let's give you some. Let's give you some.
What does this
taste
stuff sound
of the
like?
stuff. So that's the more or less clean. There's also the preamp, but I'll tell you about that in a second.
Okay.
And then here's the filter. I have the volume pedal before the envelope filter, so I can actually kind of adjust the gain hitting the filter, so I can keep it very warm.
That's great. You can kind of almost.
I can kind of ride into it. I could even strike a chord and.
Amazing. Because am I correct in saying that how hard you hit it gain-wise is where you get more of that wah?
That's what sets how much it opens.
Gotcha.
So I have control over that dynamic.
So if you want it at that like sort of half tilted special middle wah place, you just have to.
Where it doesn't go too high.
Oh, that's beautiful, man.
But if I want all of it, I just go with that extra.
How about Fender coming in with a sneaky kick-ass
Yeah, it's
envelope filter?
I was
huh?
surprised.
How
It was
about
great.
that? Nice job. Nice
yeah.
job, Fender.
So
We appreciate it.
the Flint, I set the I put this kind of this oversized knob on the mix knob for the Flint. So throughout the show, just with my shoe, I'll ride the amount
Dang,
of
bro.
it. It's kind of like an expression pedal, but it's a foot
Wow.
knob. Yeah. So
Way to go, dude.
Some nights I want it, real soupy for certain songs, and then others I just want a little, just a taste,
Wow. Killer, man. So that's on a spring right there?
See, yeah, I have it set to the 60s
Yep.
spring. And then there's a tremolo for a few moments in the show. I don't have to mess with the speed or anything. It's just kind of set to that one place. And the L cap is again set fairly long. Pretty up the middle. Love the tap tempo for this. Just for some songs, I want to really kind of slappy. And then if I want,
That sounds like what you're doing on "She's in My Shoe."
Mhm.
She's
yeah,
what key?
I'm not on the wrong guitar.
Yeah, that's good.
But
Yep. Very cool.
and if I want to do big kind of oscillating, swelling things, I can just stomp on the tap tempo, and it creates like an infinite delay thing. So
Wow, I didn't know that.
yeah, so that's how I can do some of the noise blooms and
Oh, dude, I didn't
hit
even
the
know
Target and Korn. I do a little bit of that too in Korn. So
that. Thank you, Strymon.
Yeah,
That was very
really well
thoughtful.
done. Well done.
Really well done. Sorry. Oh my gosh. I keep and you know what? I keep stepping on Joe Dart's bass pedal. Let's hope it works tonight.
let us pray.
Okay.
And then here's a little bit of the Lex or the Leslie.
Nice.
What I like about
Great.
this is it has a blend knob, so I can keep a little bit of the straight signal coming
Very
through
cool.
too, so you don't
Yep.
lose all of the attack. And
Awesome.
which is great. But the centerpiece of the whole board is this guy here, the Chase Bliss Automatone preamp Mark II, which is also made in conjunction with Benson. So it's the Benson preamp, and then Chase Bliss built a bunch of extra stuff with it. And so with this, I have a bunch of presets, basically 4 presets, some of which are optimized for each guitar.
Yes.
Like the Rubber Bridge Jazzmaster has a really crazy high end to it, so I have a preset for that knocks a lot of the high end off.
So
kind of
are these-
accommodates for that?
Are these EQ faders? Like, what are these faders?
So there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
volume, there's an overall volume, and then there's an EQ here, so a treble, mid amount, and then which you can set the frequency. Then there's a bass control and a gain, so kind of an input gain.
Very cool.
And
And
you
these are flying faders, are they?
They are indeed. So I'll show you. I have this M-Wave chocolate pedal, which is like a MIDI controller, and I use this to select my presets on it. So if I hit this one,
Dang.
all the faders move.
Dang.
Yeah, pretty slick.
But wow.
Pretty cool.
And these are sort of like scenes then, sort of, if you
Yeah,
will, for
yeah.
each,
The preset scenes for each song. So
Wow.
here, let me get another.
That's cool. That's really cool. See, if you know how to work these tools, you can do some creative stuff.
For
pretty
example,
rad.
the one of the crazy sounds on this thing is the gated fuzz, which is where I get that really gnarly lead tone on 5-watt rock.
Oh
So-
man, this is my.
So with this
is
preset-
check this out. Sounds like Daffy Duck, like coughing through some. You know what I mean?
Yeah, really.
Just had his 6th pack of cigarettes, and he's.
Quite
I wouldn't recommend anyone actually doing that, but the sound is very cool.
And then the other thing with the preamp pedal is I have this expression pedal here, just a Moog expression pedal, and that's connected to the preamp. And depending on what preset I'm on, this can actually control different parameters in the preset. So for most of the presets, I'm using it to control the gain,
Right.
As opposed to like a volume pedal, it's actually impacting the level of the gain. So this is kind of how I transition from like cleanish to more of a rock tone, you know, just heavier.
Wow. So wait, that's an expression pedal controlling just the gain of that Benson preamp.
And you can even see the gain fader on the preamp move as I move the expression pedal.
See that? Wow. And are you on the humbucker right now?
This is on the bridge pickup. Yeah, it's on the humbucker, but
Sounds
it's
like some
coil
creamy-
split. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is here's the extra creaming.
So, are you picking up some volume? You are, right? A little bit, but it's not like
it
an
does push a
insane
little
amount.
volume, but because it's hitting the threshold of the distortion, it sort of naturally compresses it.
So cool.
Keeps
So
it a little more in check.
if I may, I just want to say this. Like, may I?
Sure.
Okay. You can't just be if I may, and then you do it without it. You know, you got to. It has to have been approved. You know.
Fair. Sure.
Okay, so we got
Granted.
it approved. Okay, great. May was granted. So now that I may, I will. Here we go. Wow. The cool thing about this to me is that you have like, it's not just, we tend to go, okay, what effects are you using, you know? And what I would consider to be effects are like, okay, yeah, there's like reverb, there's, you know, delay, there's the Leslie, you know, there's this filter. But what's really cool to me about your board is that you've really dialed in the tonal particulars, like including, you know, there's different EQs for different guitars, and you're getting to like really play with saturation of tones, like the gain stuff. I guess you might call that gain staging.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
that works. Yeah.
to me, that's like the sort of like next level is when it's like, sure, I can hit a pedal and have it sound crazy for a second, but how about just like keeping the tone that you have and making it sound
having a range within that,
Yes.
and being able to control the gain instead of just the volume into that gain
That's
gives it
huge.
a different tonal palette.
so cool, man.
I do want to show you one more thing with
That's
the
some grown
preamp.
up. That's grown up right there.
On Corn Does Grow, instead of the expression pedal controlling the gain, I actually have it controlling the mid-range level, which is pre-distortion.
Oh wow.
So that's almost working as its own gain, but it's a mid-range
Sure,
focus gain.
just mid-
So when I want to push that harder, it comes out like.
yes.
It's not hitting the volume too much, but it is hitting the. And I have a little bit of a gain boost going too. So versus.
Sure. But what's cool about where you just had it too, where you can get some hair on it, and then you pull it back just slightly, and you can still hear the sort of like muted, flat wound quality.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Like it's not just getting totally blown out.
Sure. Except when I want it to.
Yes.
Which is great.
I love that.
Yeah, thank you. So, yeah, that's the board.
Heck yeah,
And
dude.
then let's just maybe take a quick look at the amp.
What are we doing with? So ready for this one, Fender? Check it out.
So this is all feeding into Fender Pro Junior, which is just two knobs and the truth.
My goodness, can we see the top of this thing? Volume and tone.
Volume tone.
This amp sounds amazing.
It's a
like-
little rock machine.
It's
I
a really
love
good
it.
amp,
Yeah.
and it's pretty accessible in terms of price. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean the preamp pedal was more expensive than the amp itself.
So yeah, don't sleep on the Fender Pro Junior.
Pro Junior.
Yeah, which like, I mean,
It's essentially a Blues Junior but simplified. It has,
Cool.
yeah, just the two knobs, but it's more or less the same. I think it might have a slightly different tube arrangement or something.
it sounds great. Like it's what is that? How many watts is that thing?
So this is 15 watts.
Okay.
But if you might want to swing around here and see.
Oh boy.
I also picked up this attenuator, just a passive. I don't know who makes this. I found it on Reverb or something. But
Sweet.
It's I was especially drawn to it because I could get it in tweed
I know,
to match,
come on.
which I
That's
thought was
amazing.
extra cute. So I'm basically knocking this down to maybe just a few watts, and depending on the room, I'll allow a little more volume out or or not. The passive attenuators do chop a little bit of the sparkle off of the
Gotcha.
sound coming out of the
Are
speaker.
you making up with that on the?
But
for
I
that
can,
on the
I can
tone?
make up with that a little bit on the tone, and it turns out in the house, you know, it doesn't need all that high
Right.
anyway. So it actually works out okay, and once it hits my ears, it's cool. Also, the amp is mic'd with this AEA. What is it? The KU5A.
Yeah, the
which is
ribbon.
like an active ribbon,
Yeah.
which sounds amazing and is really rad. So.
Well, what's cool also here is that we're not dealing with a lot of stage volume, you know? And I mean, to me, that's like such a great thing for Nick at front of house to be able to mix this.
Yeah,
Because he's
exactly.
not getting blown out by the guitar amps.
Sure, and the attenuator lets me push the amp a little harder, a little bit into the drive territory without being screaming loud.
Screaming
Because
loud.
even at 15 watts, this thing can still
Sure,
it can
no,
still
that
put
can
out a
be-
lot of volume.
that's loud.
So
Yeah.
having a little control of that is really nice.
Cool, man.
So yeah,
Well, Packy Lundholm, folks, you heard it here. If you didn't hear it here, you'd have to hear it somewhere else next time with this guy. So you have to make sure he's there, because I don't know how to do any of this stuff. Packy, thank you.
Theo,
brother.
thank you, man.
You're a
Appreciate it.
tremendous artist of the guitar,
Thank you, man.
and I'm so grateful to have you here.
It's an honor to be here.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Come check him out shredding on these songs. Now, 4 more shows, and then Europe in the fall.